Hello friends, welcome to my channel. This is part 4 of the video series Power BI with Python. This is a continuation of part 3 where we have created a relational plot with 3 parameters, the x, y and the hue parameters. In this video we will see how to use the style and size parameter as well. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon. So let's get started. In previous video we saw that a hue parameter appears in the legend section and is used to define the color encoding of the graph or the visual. Similarly, same as the hue, a style and size parameter both appear in my legend section, but the difference is hue was used to define the color encoding while style contains the samples of different style as well as a short description of what each style means. Size defines the size and has a description of what each size means. Now let's move on to Power BI to see the practical implication of this. This is what we created in our previous video. I'll just copy my visual using the Ctrl C, paste it using Ctrl V. Okay, so let's start with the style parameter. I already have the category by sales for different region which is shown in my visual. Now I can choose here which column. I can choose here the segment column. So I want to see the segment wise category sales per region. Segment here are corporate, house, home office, consumer. Yeah, there are 3 of them. So here I add the column segment. It gets added here. If you want, you can modify the data frame. Anyways, it's commented out so it won't affect the code, but I keep it always in sync with the other parameters. That's why I define it here also. I'll disable this legend false because I want to see the legend, and now I'll use the style parameter. Here I'll give my segment and I'll run it. Now even in the visual we will be able to see 2 legends. One which is based on the color, that is the hue, which will have the region details. Yeah, it has come here. Along with that, there is another legend that is segment section which has different styles, like one is circular, the other one is star, that the consumer, and home office is marked as rectangular. So in my diagram also I can see for technology the highest one belongs to home office. Let me validate it in my data set. Okay, my data set is filtered and it has the category technology. Sales are in descending order like a previous video, and here I can see the segment is home office. So yeah, the representation is correct. Next comes the size parameter. So for size, let me use some other thing. Okay, I can use the quantity here. Let me see how many 1 to 14 quantities are available. So I'll add quantity here. Now I'm not writing quantity in this data set because anyways it won't affect. I just want to show you that. When we add quantity here, in the Python's inbuilt memory, quantity has been added to the data frame. Here I have to use the size parameter and I'll give quantity for it. And let me run it. Now we get one more legend with quantity which will have various sizes. Okay, we got. So 0 is the least, 5 is a bigger, 10 and 15 are the quantities. This is a range of quantity which is being defined here. We can see it was 0 to 14, so 0 to 15 they have kept it here. Now comes the validation. For my technology, the rectangle or the square which is shown here is somewhat bigger than 5, right? You can see it is not 10, it's not 15, it's somewhere bigger than 5. So if I go and see here the quantity for, okay, quantity was 6 for the highest sale. That is why it's somewhere around the size of 5. I can validate for my office supplies also. Let me remove this filter. Use office supplies. Okay, office supplies has the sales of 9,800 for the central region and the quantity is 13. So you can see it's something around 9,000. Quantity is 13. That is what in the entire visual I can see this cross mark which is for consumer segment. That also I can validate. It was for consumer segment. Yeah, this cross is the biggest one. So what we saw, like, we can bring a plot, a visual with many variables here. We started with two variables x and y, that is the category versus sale. Then we saw the variance, how the category and sales vary for each region, which is depicted by the color coding. Then we saw how each segment affects this, which is the difference in size, sorry, style, and then finally the quantity, which is the variance in size. So thank you for watching.